Hey, All Saints, I hope this finds you well. This is an exciting newsletter update that we mentioned last Sunday and maybe a couple Sundays before, but Erin Waller Roy, who's been a longtime member of All Saints, is coming on staff as of this past Sunday. And we wanted to introduce her to you if you have not yet met her and talk about some of the responsibilities she will be picking up and ways she'll be contributing to the ministry of All Saints. Erin, how has it been the first week of work?
Oh, I've had a great first week. Pulling back the curtain on your beloved church is a slightly scary thing to do, but it's turned out really well. Been delighted to see the team at work here.
Yeah. Well, you say it's your beloved church. How many years have you and Kyle? Well, how many years have you been here? And then tell us about meeting Kyle and him coming here.
Oh, yeah. So I think actually this coming Sunday, it will be 11 years ago that a friend invited me to All Saints. So I was brand new to Dallas, was not looking for an Anglican church, did not really know what an Anglican church was. But I'd met a really lovely woman who I wanted to be my friend. And when she invited me to church, I thought I should probably just do that and be friends with her. And what I wasn't expecting was to walk into this church that I would just fall in love with. And at that time, we were meeting at Central Christian Church. This was 2011. Evening service, out to margaritas after every Sunday night. And after about 8 or 9 invitations to join folks for dinner, I finally said yes. And I think in that moment said yes to this community, the friendships here, and getting to see what God's done from All Saints being an evening service at a borrowed church to moving to Sunday mornings and then moving into our own building downtown. Kyle got looped in. He attended an Anglican church for 2 years when he taught English in Japan. But when we started dating, I said, I know I should be open to going to a new church, but I don't feel that openness. I really love my church. Would you consider coming? And he started visiting with me in 2014, and then we got married in the old building on Oak Lawn in 2016.
That is so cool. And we want to thank that friend who brought you to All Saints originally. Say who that is.
Oh, yeah, Andrea Wolf, if you know Andrea and Parker. She was Andrea Owen then.
I always thank the doctor's wolves when I see them for bringing Erin. And while you were coming to All Saints all these years, you also had a job in addition to the ways you've volunteered at All Saints. Tell us what you've been doing here in Dallas.
Yeah, the Lord brought me to Dallas in 2011 to start a new chapter of InterVarsity Christian Fellowship at SMU. So I worked for a year at the University of Oklahoma and then started that chapter here in 2011. Then in 2014 became an area director with InterVarsity. So I oversaw ministry for a geographic area of private schools. So Baylor, SMU, Austin College. So I was working with them for 12 years before resigning at the end of May.
And InterVarsity is known for inductive Bible study and that kind of thing, but also having really vibrant community groups. All the InterVarsities I've known of have really vibrant community life, which kind of gets us to what you'll be doing here. Tell us about your responsibility and job that you're stepping into at All Saints.
Absolutely. So I think I'm going to be our director of community life and outreach, something along those lines. So in the community life front, I'm really excited to be spearheading our pastorates, helping us envision a new post-COVID with the many new members that have come to the church in the last year or so. How do we have the kind of rich life we see described in Acts 2 and we envision of that early Christian community? I've been lucky enough to see a little bit of what that looks like on the college campus with students being drawn together with a sense of God's mission and purpose. And I hope the same is true for us here at All Saints, that as we gather in homes, as we gather around tables, that we'll experience the deep and rich life of Christian community that God has for us. And that if we invite each other into our messy homes and into our messy lives, that we'll have this kind of intergenerational, most of our pastors are kind of geographically bound, so kind of neighborhood communities where we can experience the gospel deeply in our own lives and also invite our friends and neighbors into that fellowship.
And just a couple more things about background I should have mentioned. You and Kyle also have kids. Tell us.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I should have said I came to this church as a young adult, married Kyle here, and then our boys are just baptized in April. So we have a 3-year-old Freddie and a 1-year-old Emmett.
And very, very, very cute boys. And another thing I should have mentioned, you went to Rice in Houston. You're originally from Georgia, I believe. And then for the past, how long have you been at Wycliffe Hall? And tell us about that and what you've been studying.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a forever MDiv student. I think I took my first class for credit in 2013. But in 2017, I got to take a year-long study sabbatical from my work and went up to seminary in Toronto. So Wycliffe College is a small Anglican seminary up there. So I've been studying towards my MDiv for the past 5 years, and I'm a couple courses away from being a Master of Divinity. I'm really excited and have loved my studies there. It's been a fantastic experience of getting to go deeper, both in kind of pastoral care and skills, but also in just really rich systematic theology and appreciating so much more about the Anglican tradition that All Saints invited me into and that we get to invite others into in our city.
We're so excited, Erin, just not only from a staff standpoint, but also there were several lay people who were involved in interviewing you and that kind of thing as we were discerning this move together. And we all as a community are so excited for you to start in this new way. If people wanted to reach out to you, maybe with ideas about community or outreach or anything like that, or just to get to know you better, what's a good email address they could use?
Oh yeah, I have a brand new email, Dustin. It's erin@ascdallas.org. And I would just love to get coffee, lunch, and I welcome your feedback. Summer is a great time for resetting. So if you've had experiences of pastorates, engagement with the many partner organizations we support and participate in with our outreach team or women's ministry, I would love to hear your thoughts and to know more of what God's already doing in our community.
Awesome. Well, thank you, congregation, for taking this time to learn more about Erin. If there's ever anything I can do for you, also feel free to email me, Dustin@ascdallas.org. Erin, I hope you have a great rest of the afternoon. And
thanks, you too, Dustin.
absolutely, go in peace.